Welcome to Tuber Chat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We are going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The first channel that we're looking at today is fairly new as far as content goes, but this is somebody who's been making frequent appearances, and they were almost first in the door. It's really hard to beat Scratch and PPA, but Today with Nikki is up on the screen. We'll talk about our content in a quick second here. Michael's Adventures is also in the house. Both of those creators, Scratch and PPA and Michael's Adventures, are beloved and dedicated moderators. They have been for 4 years now, and they are two of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey of 7 years now. They're both on the wheel with Herman the Great, Home Bartending with John, Brown Girl Bella, who is an original, literally an OG for me, somebody I've been connected to for about 5 years now. And Silver Assassin, Metal Detecting, and Hadgeways are both there. Jeremy D-Days, another friend of 5 years, since before Tuber Chat was even a thought. And we always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, and after a long period of time we will get around to adding names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. So Today with Nikki is a creator I'm still getting to know. They've just got a few videos on the channel right now, 28 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the first 100. We know that the first 100 is as challenging as ever before, but as long as we're all doing as much as we can for each other, we see channels growing, hitting different milestones like the first 100 and far beyond all the time. I got one video here that the red line is not all the way across, so I'm going to put that back in my catch-up list, which is just a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators, and I'll take your newest video. When we're watching videos from creators to connect with here in Tuber Chat, we're always looking for videos that are 3 minutes or longer if possible. 99% of channels are going to have them, and Today with Nikki has a couple here on the videos page. As well, they've got some shorts that they've already started with, which is great to see, and it looks like pure variety on the channel so far. So hopefully everybody will connect, with Today with Nikki, and get yourself some of that loyal and dedicated support coming back to you as well. So I was about to spin the wheel. What I'm going to do though is put Holly's Adventures onto the screen. They're dropping a gifted membership, and they've done that countless times before, and we always put membership gifters and super chatters onto the screen right away when that happens. Then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. IVB Creates is going to be added to the wheel. They just picked up that gifted membership, so thank you, Holly's Adventures. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody is still active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. Herman the Great changed his name just a little bit, but he's a longtime friend. BH Road Stories is here. Don's channel is in the house, as well as Driving Daily, and Crystal Sparkle is back. Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network is officially monetized and has been for, I believe, at least a week now. And then Indiana Backyard Gardener's in the house. Jevin Richardson and KK's Travel and Educational Vlogs are here with us almost every day. Lewis Acre Farm Karma's here with us frequently. And then Mighty Heidi Dream Warrior, it's good to have you back. PK Adventure Travels and Planet Mimi TV, good to see you both in the house. And Sweet Melissa Coastal Girl 707 is also here. So hopefully I haven't missed anybody. As long as everybody's still active in the chat, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. One-Eyed Cat is in the house. They're one of our newest members, and for the life of me, I can't remember if I already know that channel or not. I feel like I recognize the name. Little Lego, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in, but One-Eyed Cat's been added to the wheel because we always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. So Holly's Adventures, thank you one more time for a gifted membership. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And like I said, they've done that countless times before. Holly's Adventures is going to do a few things on their channel. I think they said they've got a cruise coming up, or did they just take a cruise? Oh, here it is. Yes, they just took a cruise a few weeks ago again. They did the same thing a year ago. So they bring a lot of video gameplay. That's about 99% of the channel. But once in a while, they add in some variety. And you can see the popular titles here from the video games that they play. But then when we head over to the shorts tab, we're going to see some more variety, and this creator has gotten into 4,100, 4,600 views and beyond, and then live streams feature more video gameplay. But this creator during those cruises was able to bring us, at least last year, they were able to bring us a live stream, a shorts video, and a regular video or long form content as a minimum, which is really cool. Holly's Adventures is getting on towards 700 subscribers. We'd love to push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. KP Heathen, good to see you in the house. Street Poet 973EO, good to see you here. Forgive me, I know you were here in the beginning of the stream. I missed saying hello to you for a moment. Travels and Gardening with DJ is here. Brun Free is back again. They were here last stream. And Blessed to Crochet is here almost every day as well. So thanks for coming in. Life with Lucia and Glenn, good to see you in the house. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anyone, and hopefully everybody will connect with Holly's Adventures. This is obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Oh, for a second there, I thought they might be live. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah, they do a lot of live streaming, though, as you can see. So they were live last week, the week before that. They bring these out at least once a week, but they post frequently also. So hopefully everybody will connect with Holly's Adventures, push them towards that 700 we were thinking about. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And Intro to Mills is in the house. Victoria G, good to have you back. And look at that luck. Michael's Adventures, if never before, now knows what it's like to be literally picked first from the Wheel of Doom. Michael's Adventures is a beloved and dedicated moderator in the Superchat family, and every moderator here is a longtime friend of mine. They're all dear friends of each other. They all have different channels, and they all do different things. But one of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity. And for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Superchat. I noticed that the Stock Explorer just came in. Nora was live a while ago, about an hour ago. We're lucky enough to be in there. They were scratching some lottery tickets, doing a solo live stream. Often they battle with other channels, but Nora really mixes up the content on her channel. When we look at Michael's Adventures, we're going to see a lot of wildlife on this channel. There's a little bit of variety to go along with that, but he features a lot of raccoons, a few deer, foxes. There's a lot of bird watching on the channel, and he posts every single day. This is one of the most abundant channels that we've got in the Superchat family. In the last 5 years or so, he's amassed over 3,600 videos on his channel, and a lot of these are now starting to average out at half an hour. He's got plenty that are much longer, but he's got, like I said, posts every single day, and then on days that he's not working, he'll post twice a day. And that leads to a lot of content, as we can imagine. So if you dig through his channel, you get an idea of the wildlife that I'm talking about. And if we dig farther through the channel, you'll get a ride-along live stream while he's driving either to work or going about a trip of some sort. He often takes us outdoors for a story to be told and a look around interesting areas. And if we dig through the channel a little bit more, we'll get to some shorts here that bring a bit of variety, sometimes outdoors, but most often either scratching lottery tickets or playing a slot game on a tablet. And like I said, Michael's Adventures is one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 7 years on YouTube. So I hope you will connect with him so you can get some of that support coming back. He is a really big advocate for swapping playlists and helping people with watch hours. I know he's working on his watch hours as well. So if anybody wants to swap playlists with each other. Again, just simply say I am willing to swap playlists in the chat. And Growing What I Eat, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the wheel as soon as we see that happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment. Leonard Mountain Homestead, good to see you here. And yes, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. When we look at those super chats, by the way, hopefully everybody's seen that new feature now. I haven't been able myself to figure out any rhyme or reason as to whether the super chats are going to allow a comment or not. I thought it had to do with how much the super chat is for. But I've been seeing them all over the place, and some of them you can comment on, some you can't. I thought there was a button we could turn on. I haven't found that either. If somebody has some insight, I'd love for you to let me know if you're sure. But it's really cool now that when somebody drops a super chat like that, we can give it a thumbs up and we can reply right to the super chat, and then it makes it kind of stand out in the chat as well. Another piece of interaction. Together We Travel, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. And we're starting to move pretty quick now. Our Louisiana Life, good to see you here. I'm connected to them now. I just went through a video earlier before we started. Day One Adventures, good to see you here. That's a longtime friend. And Growing What I Eat is interesting because they're going to talk to us about growing their own food, of course, but they got all kinds of stuff on the channel. Citrus trees, vegetables, berries, plants, over 100 plants, they say, and then lots of pollinating flowers to go along with that. So you can see that they've been posting frequently over the last couple of weeks as well. Most of these videos are quite short, so again, while we're connecting, we want to be looking for videos that are at least 3 minutes or longer. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I'm going to take their latest video and I'm going to put that into that playlist I keep talking about. I call it my catch-up list. It's just a fun name for a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators or get caught up. When we look at shorts on this channel, we see that these have started to move now. 2,300, 2,500, one of them over 4,200, which is great to see, and these bring more in line with the theme of the channel. And then Growing What I Eat also has done some live streams, and we'll see if they're going to keep those up. We've always got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. Kid Wonder, thank you for coming in. Kid Wonder and Rosie, I got your gaming channel on the wheel now. They happen to be a gold member, as a matter of fact. And then Growing What I Eat is in our stream boss position there because of that super chat. That's the video game life meter under my camera here. Every super chat and membership knocks a little bit of life off of the stream boss, and the last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for their channel. And Growing What I Eat has held that position before. Just Jason Keto and More is in the house, another fellow Canadian. And I was looking to see if he was going to be live last night, but he did one on Wednesday. He's usually live Thursday nights, but he did a Wednesday cook-along live stream, which was really cool. He broke out the Instant Pot for that. She Stole My Thunder. Yes, a 50% off sale on Chaos and Disorder, absolutely. Ruthie's This and That Family, good to see you in the house. And She Stole My Thunder, thank you for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. She's done that countless times before, a fellow Canadian from Montreal. For that reason, we will look at her channel next. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away when that happens, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel, and after a little while longer I'll add a name to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream, probably within the next half hour or so. Rushing Wind Mountain, not sure if I said hello Ruby, but I did get you on the wheel a while ago right after the Stock Explorer. You see Butler Family Farm is in the house. We're going to talk about One-Eyed Cat, brand new channel in the Superchat family. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or at mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then Leonard Mountain Homestead, hopefully I said hello earlier. About Loop 29, good to see you here as well. Crystal Sparkle, thank you so much for another super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And yeah, Warm Strong Adventures. Yeah, we were so relieved to know that he was doing well. There was a bit of a I don't want to say scare there, because it turned out not to be. I just luckily was connected to him on Facebook and managed to see a post. But he is not only a friend here in Tuber Chat, but he's somebody who speaks highly of us and of this and, you know, of other creators. But he truly is an influencer in the cruising and travel community. Makers with Matrix Rabbit 0157, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Yeah, One-Eyed Cat. So because you're a member, members always get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And then because your channel's brand new to us, though, this is the first time we're looking at it, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. So what I'm going to do is take one of your latest videos. This one's much longer than the other. I usually look for something much longer than 3 minutes. And I'll put this 12-minute video in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your bell on like I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you'll have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We are usually here 3 or 4 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And She Stole My Thunder is going to be coming up next because of that super chat, and Crystal Sparkle will come up right after that. What we're going to do right now, though, is take a break for 3.5 minutes. BH Road Stories, good to see you here, by the way. Before we go on that break, what I'm going to do is play for you a clip from our new video interview series. The first 3 episodes have already been posted on the Tuber Chat channel here. The next one comes up in just over 2 weeks from now. And what these are conversations in an interview style where I've talked to each of the featured creators for 1 hour to 2 hours long. They're all longtime friends of Tuber Chat, and they've all long passed their 10,000 subscribers. Well, thank you for that. So it's interesting that we're talking about shorts already. We've got a lot to go over today. But since you've mentioned it, that's one thing that I was planning to ask, is the idea that you can give us, regardless of, like, you know, a lot of people are going to have different opinions about whether shorts are helpful. Some creators have broken off into separate shorts channels and things like this. But in your experience, now going through what you have with shorts, what advice can you give to somebody just in the beginnings of their YouTube journey before their 10,000 subscribers so that they can have the best chance of making shorts work for them as opposed to against them?
So ultimately, you've got to have a passion in what you're doing. There's no point in, say, I'm going to do videos on fixing cars when you have no idea on how to fix cars.
Yes.
Okay. I am more shocked at what people are willing to sit there and watch than actually do it. I did over the Christmas period, I was given a huge model to build and I live streamed it. It's not quite finished yet. I've still got another day on it, so it'll be another like 8 years. So I was basically doing 4 to 6 hour live streams of building this kit, and people were turning up every day, having me in their background or in the background, watching me and listening to me while I was effing and jeffing at this kit. You know what I mean? And if they've got a passion for what you're doing, they're more likely going to watch that passion from you and push. So if you are going to set up a YouTube channel today, if your passion is walking, record it. But make sure that you envelop and make sure that what you're saying and what you put in the video is aimed at the audience. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When I do a YouTube video, I don't think I'm talking to 50,000 viewers.
Yes.
I'm talking to one person.
Right.
So if you create a video of your passion, make it personal that you're talking to that one person that's watching you. If you see what I mean, you know, you are just talking to one person. So create the video for your best friend. So he's going to say, you know, and people will become endowed by that. They'll listen to that because you'll be like their friend as well. So that's my one tip, I think, is to make sure that you make the videos not personal in your life, personal about what's on the footage, and that you're making that video for your best friend.
Right. That's great advice too.
Yeah.
Each person, is looking through their own set of eyes, regardless of who they're with.
Yeah.
All right, we're just about back. And hopefully everybody's doing all right, meeting each other in the chat. I stepped away for a quick moment there. The Bud Files is in the house, close to water. I got you on the wheel as well. They're both members. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat. If I did, anything meant for me, just please mention it again by at mentioning Tuber Chat Connect and Grow or dropping 3 thumbs up. Wilma 2U1, good to see you in the house. Have Cheetah Wolf View is also here, another longtime friend. He's been with me from the beginning, almost 4 years. And then Little Lego, how long should you wait to redo old videos or re-upload? So while this hasn't happened to me personally, I have heard on channels that I am involved with that even taking a video that you own and made and putting it on a channel, then taking it down and uploading that same video to either the same channel or another channel can cause a problem. So we just want to be careful of that. And unfortunately, there's no, I don't have for you a perfect answer for that. If you had a video on your channel and did not delete it but just made it either private or unlisted, that should not cause a problem because you're just going to put it back public eventually anyway if that's what you intend to do. The only problem with that is you lose your watch hours. If you change a video from public to anything else, the term is public watch hours, so you have to remember that. And they don't come back. Once your watch hours are gone, they're gone. Then the other thing is posting the same content on different channels is where I've heard the biggest trouble, but it hasn't happened to me. I haven't done it. I haven't tried it. I don't really intend to be honest with you. But that is just something to think about. Because what YouTube does not want us doing, as one idea, is making many channels and just putting up the same content and hoping that by, having a bunch of different channels and putting different titles, the videos are going to move a little bit faster, and then, you could just pick which channel does the best. They don't want that, and they don't want us flooding the system with the same videos over and over. My imagination tells me that what was going on is people were uploading shorts and then just taking them down and re-uploading them again, or uploading them multiple times, because what one could do, and I never want to recommend any of this kind of behavior to anybody, no cutting corners here ever, but what somebody could do is upload the same short, let's say 5 times, just wait to see which one gets the most views, leave that one up and delete the rest. But YouTube seems to be cracking down. I'm hearing stories about a lot of channels getting demonetized, but not with a true understanding of why. And I have heard that it might have to do with the new AI system. If you haven't seen it yet on a computer, when you're uploading a video or when you're editing your tags description, there's a box now that we have to click if you're using an AI generated, like any kind of content at all. So I would include thumbnails in that, although I tend to be way too conservative or cautious when it comes to that kind of thing. But if you're doing anything with AI in your videos, you have to click that box. Bella's Whisper Farmstead, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Little Lego, I'm unsure as to whether that would cause a problem or not. If you're taking the same video, adding a piece or two to it, and then re-uploading. My only suggestion would be just to really consider the videos before you post them, or consider doing a series, part 1, part 2, part 3. None of those are good ideas, they're just ideas. I can't tell when I have good ideas and bad ideas. We just try a bunch of different things, and whichever one works, we're happy with. What about going live 2 times in a row? You were just asked that, Wilma 2U1. So anybody can go live basically whenever they want. And there are creators, like, here's an example. What if you're live and the internet connection cuts out and you have to stop and restart? I've done it. Lots of people have done it. I've done it several times, and lots of people have done it several times. So that's an example. Whether or not that will be helpful is uncertain. because while you might get some different people coming in the second time around or third time around, you will likely lose a lot of the first people. And people are only on when they're on, right? So somebody might not come into 2 or 3 of your live streams. We think that they will. When we're live, we're like, okay, everybody, I have to stop and restart, but please come back in. But not everybody comes back in. Everybody's got other things to do, other people to support in that. So that, again, I'm uncertain, but we have heard from creators, or I have, that doing multiple posts of any type is really helpful. We always recommend here at least 1 per week, whether it's a video or a live stream, or dare I say a short maybe. But doing anything more than that speeds things up. And Rambling with the Brooms, who's another moderator here, says that he has great success when he posts 2 videos, 2 streams, and 2 shorts every week. Ashley, good to see you in the house. Bella's Whisper Farmstead is here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. And then yeah, Little Lego, that's a great idea. I have far too many hard drives, and it's just that I've been in computers forever, so I have an abundant amount of space that I can use. But yes, I save everything. I tend to be a pack rat when it comes to the idea of computer files, so I literally never delete anything. I was looking at like hard drives from 2001 the other day. And it is a great idea to back up your channel in any way at all. So somebody like myself, I use Final Cut Pro. Lots of people use Premiere and Resolve and these other programs. If you're editing your videos on a computer, if possible, you want to save all the raw footage and the project files, just in case. Disaster can strike. We never know when. We never know where. It is not common. And if it's not of your own fault, chances are your channel's going to be fine. But wouldn't it be wonderful if the worst did happen, but you had everything ready to go? You could just literally, if you had 300 videos, you could post a video a day for almost a year and be right back at it, and probably farther, along than it took the first time around, if that makes sense. Coastal Water does 2 occasionally. 2 live streams. And forgive me if I'm missing anything in the chat, because now we're moving and I tend to drag out my answers when we talk about these things. And yeah, memory is expensive driving daily. So what I try to do is I watch for sales, right, on anything at all. I don't mind paying a fair price for things, and especially for something like computer equipment that is truly going to help and be used for many years. I update hard drives at least every 5 years, even if they're still working well, because hard drives are not meant to work beyond 5 years. Now that might be different for things like flash drives and SSDs and things like that, because that technology is newer. But they used to say about hard drives, I literally have, like, here's an SSD that's got some project files on it. That's for a specific other thing that I do. And then this is a true hard drive. This is the one I was using for my video files. I always work on a hard drive plugged into a computer. And pardon me while I slide away, I got a few of these. 2 of these are for another reason. That's why it's got number 2 on it. But one of these is what I use every day for video editing. So you can imagine that I have backups upon backups upon backups. I know not everybody can do that. The easiest way to back up your channel is just to go to YouTube Studio on a computer, right-click the 3 dots, or click the 3 dots, and you'll have the opportunity to download your own video. It will only come down in 720p, but since it's only for a backup, and if that's the only way you can back up, then you want to make sure that you do that if possible. Again, it does take space, but between hopefully older computers or hard drives and things like that, you can do the math to try to figure out how large your video files are, how much space you need, and at least when sales come on, you might be able to get good deals. You can also buy things on eBay and Kijiji and other platforms like that, where or even ask around the family if you're lucky enough to have a tight-knit family or friends that might have hard drives laying around that they're actually not using and don't need. Anything is better than nothing, literally. So these are just ideas. So forgive me for dragging that on as well. It's just backups are really, really, really important. I go overboard with that stuff, but I don't lose anything ever. Impossible for me to lose anything. John123, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And Ruthie's this and that family. I think I said hello earlier. Hopefully so. And then what we're looking at right now is She Stole My Thunder. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Now, Crystal Sparkle and She Stole My Thunder both dropped Super Chat earlier, and we are always putting up Super Chatters and membership gifters when that happens onto the screen right away, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. So we've got She Stole My Thunder up now. Crystal Sparkle's coming up next. Paul's Vlogs and More, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And She Stole My Thunder is well over 2,000 subscribers now, actually over 2,200, which is great to see. This is a fellow Canadian from Montreal, and they are reviewing books, art, and movies on their channel. That's what they tell us, but they actually do much, much, much more. There's a lot of history on the channel, including in the latest video that they just put up yesterday. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them a little bit. When we dig through their channel, we're going to find some horoscopes. They did a series recently. Lots of history and lots of stories to be told in between the reviews on the channel. Shorts bring a little bit of variety. Pardon me, but these have started to move well over 400 views, which is great. They'll likely continue to grow. And then when we look at live streams, we see that She Stole My Thunder is live occasionally. They've got one coming up tomorrow, as a matter of fact, which is really, really cool. The Handicapped Traveler, good to see you in the house, by the way. She Stole My Thunder has this live stream set, and we always put notifications on for everything we see, whether they're premieres or live streams, even though we have the notification bell on for every channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch each other as often as we can. And Express Baskets and Treats, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. She Stole My Thunder does a little bit more on their channel when it comes to live streams. So once in a while, they do a lot of reviews. They'll talk a lot of history. They keep up with the chat while they do this. But once in a while, they'll give us a tutorial, and they'll show us how to use a very popular program and app called Canva, which I have used and used for inspiration. They have incredible templates in there. It's really as easy as spending an hour learning how to change the colors, change the pictures, change the text, and you got these beautiful thumbnails very, very quickly. And She Stole My Thunder, we'll talk about that, as well as banners. They do some of that for other people on their channel. One of the things that I don't mention all the time, but is really notable for this particular creator, they have a Flickr account, and this has over 200,000, almost 200,000 photos on it. For those of you who haven't already seen Flickr, it is a popular photo sharing site, has been for what I'm guessing is 20 years or longer. But if you, they joined in 2008, so pretty close, and almost 200,000. So if you dig through this, you're going to find another artful perspective, if that makes any sense, from She Stole My Thunder. But this is obviously an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, of course. I'd love for you to get that support coming back to you as well. The Adventures of Traveling Mike, thank you so much for the super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Yeah, the Adventures of Traveling Mike, I noticed the other day that you got a second channel there too. So I'm not sure whether you're going to use another name for that. But we'll have a look and we'll see. Stock Explorer, thank you for gifting that membership. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. They've done that countless times before. Absolutely unnecessary, of course. Very much appreciated. She Stole My Thunder, thank you for the super chat again, by the way. And we're going to get the Adventures of Traveling Mike up for the same reason in a moment. The Stock Explorer will come up after that, and Crystal Sparkle is coming up right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Mark the Shark is in the house as well. He's become a permanent fixture in the backdrop there. He sent over a couple of hats, one of which says much love and aloha, and it's sitting on my shelf in the background there, for which I'm grateful. Obviously a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter, and he's been with us for the better part of 4 years, as a matter of fact. At least 3, but I think it's closer to 4. Crystal Sparkle's up on the screen, so thank you one more time. She stole my thunder, and Crystal Sparkle, for those super chats. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And let's look at what Crystal Sparkle's got going on. This is a creator I'm still getting to know. So this is a video, I kind of flew through this. I was sort of watching this while I was running the rest of my catch-up list today before starting Tuber Chat. But what I'm going to do is take another video. Actually, I'm going to take a popular video, and I'm going to see what the Carnival Magic had for you. That is a cruise video. I'll put that in my catch-up list just to watch another piece of content. One of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here in Tuber Chat is that over time I get to know the channels over weeks and months by hanging out in videos, premieres, live streams, and watching videos. I get to know the content, and if you want to connect on the outside social networks, I'm always happy to get to know creators in that way. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. So I also see that you've got some shorts here at 2,400, 2,600 views, and we looked at this the other day, 17,000 views on this shorts video, which is great. And then live streams. So up to a month ago, they were doing a few of these. It looks like they were doing them either on the cruise ship or from from the zoo. So they're out at touristy destinations at times. So hopefully everybody will connect with Crystal Sparkle. We'd like to push this creator towards the 1,100 subscribers they're thinking about. They're getting close already. And thank you again for that super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. They did that the other day as well. Marketplace Boutique is here. I'm going to put them on the wheel. Members always get added as soon as we see them in the chat. Next up is the Adventures of Traveling Mike. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And Gail Southern Living, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. She is literally all over the place, a true influencer in the Tuber Chat family. She runs huge collaborations and has been featured. She might have been featured on the largest number of channels on StreamYard panels and things like that of everybody in the Tuber Chat family. It's got to be close. For sure. Have Cheetah Will View does a ton of interviews. I don't know if he's ever interviewed her. But Gail, I don't know if they're connected. Gail Southern Living's been with us for many years as well. But she is truly an influencer, especially in the homesteading community. But she's got a lot of positivity and inspiring messages as well. The Adventures of Traveling Mike. So this is the second channel from this creator. I haven't connected with it yet. So what I'm going to do is take the longest of the 3 videos here. One of them's over 3 minutes. It's perfect for connecting to. I'm going to put that in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch that video in full. I'll leave a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give a thumbs up, subscribe, put the notification bell on, as I do for all creators. That should make our connections stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on, but I'm sure that they do. The Adventures of Traveling Mike has been a friend for a long time. I'm going to put the handle for this channel in there, but the handle for their original channel is a little bit different, just missing the music part of it. So here it is, The Adventures of Traveling Mike. I'm just going to put his second handle in here so everybody can catch these, because the channels have the same name for now. Hadgeways, pardon me, I didn't put you on the wheel yet, I don't think. Or yes, I did. Forgive me. Yes, I make as many mistakes as anybody. Amaraki TV, hopefully I've pronounced that right for you. Good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Girl Dad Cooking Up Deliciousness. Pardon me, Girl Dad Cooking Up Deliciousness is a longtime friend as well. They've been with us for many, many, many months. Could be a year already. The Adventures of Traveling Mike travels the U.S., exploring a bit and just taking in the beauty of the country. When we look at their videos, we see that the latest one's quite short, but I'm just going to put this new music video into my catch-up list here. It's from a few days ago, and that will give me a chance to catch up. They are monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. They got shorts over here that have gotten into 2,600 views and even 6,600 views, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. So they've been live frequently the last couple of days. They were on yesterday, and we'll see if they're going to continue those. We got notification bells on for every single channel. Of course, that's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. So the Adventures of Traveling Mike, Crystal Sparkle, she stole my thunder. Thank you so much for those super chats. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And next up, because they gifted a membership, is the Stock Explorer. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And Get to the Farm, good to see you here. Fairbrick Studio, good to have you in the house. So Crystal Sparkle, I know, is reaching out to Bella just to ask about leaving a package. So there used to be, many years ago, a lot of streams very similar to TuberChat. I'm unsure how many there are now, but they've all changed. A lot of things are different. A couple of my friends are still doing a couple of these, like James Gype and Commander Vlogs. But when we do these streams, we typically don't talk about subscribing to each other's channels. And the reason why is because subscribing to somebody just because they subscribe to you is against YouTube's terms of service and community guidelines. Here, we're doing much, much, much more than that. The intention is to support each other far into the future, literally months and even years into the future. You'll hear that from the stories that I tell. But when somebody says they've been to your place and left a package, they just mean that they visited your channel, watched a video, and left a comment on that video. That's what leaving a package is. So when somebody says that, they mean for you to go into your comment section, find that comment, and then you'll be able to click right back to their channel and connect back with them, knowing that they did that for you first. The best success here in TuberChat always comes from making the first move. KNRP Kim Polton, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. So again, the Stock Explorer gifted a membership. And we always put Super Chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away. As soon as that happens, then we'll get back to spinning the moon in a spinning the wheel in a moment. Laughing, scratching Pete PA saying Doge to the moon. Yes, absolutely. The Stock Explorer and I share a, dare I say, love, if not a hope for Dogecoin. We're both fans of a lot of crypto and things like that. The Stock Explorer talks about that on their channel along with the stock markets, because crypto is really making a lot of moves now and has become more and more popular. It's still early in my opinion, but again, that's just opinion. The Stock Explorer is now well over 2,100 subscribers, and they're both a moderator and a member here. So when we look at their channel, they do a lot of variety now because they've really expanded over the last long while. I'm saying at least a year or so. But the Stock Explorer typically has either charts and graphs for everybody to see while they talk about stocks and a little bit of crypto, or they have product in hand. Which I think is really, really cool. Nora is very forthcoming about her own stock plays and portfolios. Lately, they've been expanding the content on the channel. If we dig through the videos, we'll find a bit of variety. Right here, they've got a lottery ticket scratching video. They've been doing a lot of lottery ticket scratching with either now they're out looking for people literally while they walk around their area in Florida, or they do a lot of live streaming with scratch battles with other creators. Our instructions are always in our video description, by the way. And I know we've got quite a few new channels coming in the last week or so. So if you haven't already, then hopefully you'll take the time just to read exactly how to connect with everybody. And again, the best success here comes in making the first move. Starika, did I put you on the wheel? No, I think I just shared out a video for you. It will probably be shared out. I think I did it today for tomorrow morning. I think it's at like 8 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the Eastern time zone. I always do my community posts in advance. The Stock Explorer as well has got some shorts here, and these bring pure variety, but these have gotten now into 4,000 views, one over 11,000. Nature Explorer, good to see you in the house also, and again, hopefully I'm not missing anyone. When we look at live streams, Nora was just live literally an hour ago. They've got another one coming up. Oh, they're going to go live soon, actually. So they're going to do scratch battling with Florida Claimers Ted, maybe some other creators, I'm unsure. They do that kind of thing. Nora the Stock Explorer can have a live chat that is very fast-paced and high energy, rivaling those of Hilda DC, Scratch and PPA, and a handful of select others. The Stock Explorer is often talking about stocks and crypto. They do a few different types of live streams, and again, sometimes with charts and graphs, sometimes with StreamYard panelists, and often with product in hand. Tropical Buzz is a second channel. I'm just going to show you for a quick second from Nora. And again, this creator is a moderator and a member here. They're going to teach us about plant life on this channel, and a lot of it they're going to grow themselves. So thank you again, the Stock Explorer, for the gifted membership. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. Yours truly, DKC. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And Scratch and PPA is up next. So what we're going to do before we look at his channel, though, is go for another break of about 3.5 minutes. And right before we do that, we're going to play another clip from that interview series. These creators have, it's been a long time coming, but they all agreed to share their insight as to how they have amassed such an audience on their channel. The conversations are all in an interview style, and they last from an hour to 2 hours long. All of the creators that are featured are longtime friends of Superchat, and they've all long passed their 10,000 subscribers. So one of the questions that's going to come up, especially when we've got a channel that's just grown, I mean, you guys have content getting into like well over 200,000 views, and people are always going to want to know how they can get more views on their video shorts and streams. So what can you tell us in your experience that you would give somebody as advice now?
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, you're the master of this one.
Don't be afraid to go back and change the thumbnails and the tags and the titles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to do that. It doesn't have to be the exact same as it was when you posted it. If you have a better idea for a title or a thumbnail or a description or anything like that, go ahead and try it. Because no matter how many times you change it, YouTube is going to pick something.
Yep.
And it might push it out more. More people might like maybe the colour scheme on it or the wording on it or something like that. And that'll help bring more people in. That's what I think anyway. Because we were afraid to do that for a long time. And then when we started doing that a little bit, we noticed a bit more growth.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's my opinion. What do you think?
Well, a lot of what Danielle said is spot on. But the thing about it is, that's what's great about YouTube. You have that space to just go, you know, I didn't like that idea the first time it went up. Like, we've had thumbnails and we've had tags, we've had hashtags and stuff. We thought, oh, this is gonna go, it's gonna fly up, it's gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And no, it just went straight into the toilet.
Yeah.
But that's fine, because the beautiful part is you can go back, you can change it over, you can go, I'll experiment with this. Sometimes it could be, now this is what is crazy about YouTube. Could be a tag changed.
Yeah.
It could be the title. Like, as much as people go, it's the thumbnail, like the title does play a major part, because like if you turn around, let's say a plane flying in the sky, or you turn around and say a plane does a nosedive and then lands perfectly, what sounds better? Maybe that might work for some people, but see the way the two titles, like, oh, I can just look at a plane, or oh, what's going to happen here? I don't know why I used the plane, but that's just where I went for it.
Yeah, but you're absolutely
just the
right.
contrast of like titles and tags,
It does make a difference.
It does. It's like from our experience anyway, it has. Like, we've went back and sometimes we just changed the thumbnail, and that did make a big difference. Like, there, what thumbnail we do on? We done it on one of the military videos, and we done it actually the Star Spangled Banner video.
Okay.
We had the original thumbnail for that. We thought was the best thing we ever made. Got rid of it. See, this is what happens. Like a month later, we're like, "Wow, this is the worst thing we could have ever put up." And I know people probably don't know it's really good, but this is what happens in your own head. You're like, "Wow, this is like not great," but we changed it to that one, and we love that one, and probably next month we'll change it again. But don't be afraid to change around your content and really experiment with what's out there.
That's great advice. There's a couple of things that I just got to talk about for a second. And one of those things is watch hours. And then the other is talking about live streams and like when you go live and things like that. I'll try to keep it brief, but pardon me, give me one more second here, and then we'll get to what I'm talking about. When we think about the idea of watch hours, so as far as we've seen over the years, we got lots of friends who have really given us a lot of help when it comes to the idea of experimenting with watch hours and playlists and everything else. For anybody in the chat, pardon me, one more thing. For anybody in the chat, if you type something in the chat and it doesn't let you type it, we're really hoping not to have like some of those words in the chat. And for every misspelling I could possibly come up with is going to take forever to go into the back and try to block them all. If anybody hasn't read our video description yet and seen what everybody else is saying in the chat, just please have a look at that. And it's not that it matters so much here in Tuber Chat, because 99% of everybody who's here is obviously respectful, follows the rules, and wants everybody else to do well in this and that. But when you go to other channels and you say some of the things that you're trying to say here, you could get timed out, banned, or worse. And we don't wish that for anybody. So if you find yourself trying to cut a corner anywhere on YouTube, I would not recommend it here or anywhere else. So just please, we have our instructions in our video description, and I know we've got a lot of newer channels that have come in over the last month, over the last few weeks. I'm grateful for that. But we want to instill great habits when it comes to the idea of connecting, so that when you go to other channels, you're able to fall in line with what we call chat etiquette, let's just say. So when we visit another person's channel, we say something along the lines of, hey, I've just been to your house and left you a package, or I've been to your place, or something like that. The package is the comment that we leave on the video after we've watched it, but it's very important that we connect thoroughly in the same way that we've got listed in our video description. We've been doing this for 4 years. So as well, watch hours, as far as we've seen over the years, we've got a lot of friends that have helped. Some of them have been in that video series. Lots of them are moderators here in the Tuber Chat family, and there's plenty more. Cruz and Koozies, good to see you here, by the way. The help that we've gotten from everybody, along with my own experimentation, which I promise you is lengthy, has led us to believe that you do not get watch hours for watching the same thing more than once. And again, if you're cutting corners, trying to watch the same video twice or run the same playlist twice, I would rather recommend that you spend the time making a new friend and finding somebody new to run a playlist with, than trying to find ways to make the watch hours count running the same playlist a second time. It's the same amount of work and frustration, and I know we all want to be, growing faster, moving farther, but I promise you, over the years, it's become easier than it's ever been before. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it's easier today than it was 7 years ago when I started, 4 years ago when Tuber Chat started, and certainly 15 years ago when some of our friends had started. As far as live streams and thinking about, or even posting videos and premieres, for some of us, or most of us, you got to go when you got to go. Lots of us have other things that go on in life along with YouTube, and not everybody can spend the same amount of time on YouTube. As long as everybody's doing as much as we can for each other, everybody will be just fine. But when we think about when we should go live or when we should post our videos, when you first start your YouTube journey, you might be able to make a schedule with a few of your friends and say, hey, you go on Monday, I'll go on Tuesday, you go on Thursday. Pardon me. Or you could say something like, you go at 11, I'll go at 12, you go at 1, that kind of thing. But after a while, once you start following at least 100 channels, but getting closer to like a couple hundred and things like that, let's say dozens, it becomes really hard not to go at the same time as your friends. So I never ever want anybody to feel any way at all about going while Tuber Chat is on. First of all, I don't have a schedule here. We mix up the days and times because I've got other things I have to work around as well. We try to be here at least 3 times a week, but I can't always predict when that's going to happen. So if anybody has to go while Tuber Chat's on, by all means, nobody's going to feel any way about that, because literally out of the 50 million channels on YouTube, everybody's got to go when they got to go, and I promise you're going to crash into somebody eventually. The best part, or one of the good parts about YouTube, is the fact that we don't have to like show up on Friday at 7 p.m. or miss it. You can always watch a replay. I don't recommend anybody sit and watch 3 hours of Tuber Chats replays. You could, if you wanted to see what I have to say about a lot of the creators that have been featured, if you miss a couple streams and things like that. But I'd never expect anybody to do that. This channel's long monetized and obviously solid and strong, for which I'm grateful. And I would rather everybody spend the time helping each other with their channels and watch hours and things like that. So these are just ideas. But again, when it comes to the idea of like when you're going to go live or when you're going to drop a premiere, a lot of times you got to go when you got to go. There is benefit to doing a collaboration with other creators and saying, hey, we'll set up a raid parade or a love parade or whatever we want to call them, where a few creators drop premieres one after the other. Pete raids other channels all the time. When he's got supportive creators that have a video to drop, he will arrange with them to raid into theirs afterwards. We've done it here in Tuber Chat hundreds of times, and we love doing that kind of thing. But anybody can get that happening, especially after you're fully monetized. And these are just ideas again. So forgive the long speech, like always. Scratch and PPA is up on the screen right now. Dark Swordsman Gaming slipped a super chat in there, so we're going to get that channel up onto the screen next, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel like we always do. I'm overdue for adding a name onto the wheel, so I'll do that while I talk about Scratch and Pete. But if you haven't already connected with this creator, you're going to find that most of us are going to talk about him as one of the most supportive creators that we have met in our YouTube journeys. And he puts an interesting twist on lottery ticket scratching. He literally pits two tickets against each other and then lets us vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, and or Facebook, which of course I do. It sets his series apart, makes it unique and a lot of fun to be a part of. If you can catch us for one of his premieres, he posts with perfect consistency. One video a week, anywhere from 12 to 19 minutes, depending on the intro and depending on the giveaways. You will find one of the fastest rolling chats that you've seen in the Tuber Chat family. Faster than this, faster than most others. He rivals those of Hilda DC, the Stock Explorer, and a few select others. So it's very fast paced, very high energy, and a lot of fun to be a part of. Tina Bailey, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Scratch and PPA is obviously thinking with presentation at the forefront of his mind. His bright, beautiful avatar is matched by the content in the thumbnails for each video, which also give us a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series. His banner's updated every single week, if you can imagine that, and his video editing skills have been complemented ever since his very first production almost 4 years ago. This creator's working on 2,200 subscribers now and is monetized. Lots of ways to support him, including super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. And when we get to Scratch and PPA's shorts videos, you're going to find that this creator really expanded the content last year when he took a trip to Italy and brought us some vlogging style shorts videos, which were really unique. And then he brought us some Italian lottery tickets we might not have otherwise seen, and a live stream to go along with that as well. His first ever. I know a lot of us are going to push him to do some more at some point, but I know a lot of people will be happy to know that Scratch and PPA has expanded the content on his channel as well. So I added Jevon Richardson to the wheel right now. I'll add another name from our chat list at some point in a little while based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. I think we got few people might have thought I was talking about them during my mini rant there for a quick second. It's not necessarily that I'm directing anything at anybody in particular, and it's always with good intention. I never want to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their channel, even when it sounds like it, or even if I outright accidentally say you should do this or you should do that. It's not what I mean. But the idea, of course, is YouTube is a big place, and you know, this community we're lucky to have here, but it expands far, far, far out, not just with the channels that we see here, but the small YouTuber community is just enormous, right? And it grows every day. When you're out there, especially with people who don't have as much experience, you can find things like trigger happy mods, you can find things like hosts that don't quite understand yet some of the things that we do regularly, and it takes time for everybody to learn. I've been corrected on Superchat many times before. I make as many mistakes as anybody, sometimes more, and I had to learn all this stuff too from some of our friends like Brown Girl Bella in the chat, Elevate with Fern, some of you know, is my YouTube BFF, and you know, some of the friends that we've had for like 5 years now. So Dark Swordsman Gaming has been with us for most of that time. I've lost track of how long they've been with us, but it's probably getting on 4 years now, pretty close to it, 3 anyway. Dark Swordsman Gaming mixes up a lot of video gameplay. They've started adding these frames to their thumbnails now to kind of let us know which game they're going to be playing, but lots of popular titles, as we can see, and they post frequently, so they've been posting videos almost daily. I'm just going to grab the latest one, put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them a little bit. They've started with shorts now, which is great to see, and those will likely continue to grow as they post more and more. Gaming channels can do very well when it comes to shorts. We've seen that, and we'll continue to see it, and then when we get into live streams, we see that they're on frequently here with a lot of popular games as well. Sometimes they even introduce us to games that we otherwise haven't seen. So another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Thank you for another super chat, Dark Swordsman Gaming. They've done that countless times before, and now they're working on 200 subscribers. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. I'm going to spin the wheel and we'll see who's up next. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Backyard Trucker, I might not have added you to the wheel just yet. I'm going to do that right this second. I am Betty J. Gathers is here also. And after a little while, I'll start clearing a few names off the wheel. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours or longer. So it's Dark Swordsman Gaming. It's not that shorts video flopped exactly. That's so the problem is it can take, like for a lot of other things, consistency. Some of it comes down to when you're posting and time zones, but shorts, there's really not very often a straight answer from everybody about how to make those things fly. Title, we can't change the thumbnail right now, and we won't be able to for the rest of the year, says YouTube. But when we think about experimenting in different ways, like for instance, what I recommend and what I actually do with videos is that when we're unsure as to when to post, what I recommend is always 9 a.m. Eastern, or let's say 9 a.m. Saturday in your time zone. I always post on Saturday if it's a video that I'm not going to premiere. So that includes shorts, right? Everything goes at 9 a.m. regardless of the day of the week, because I want to catch the traffic all the way up, and by hitting the Eastern time zone, you catch most of North America. Now, it depends on what country you're in. You might want to take that recommendation and adapt it to your channel and your circumstance, but that's what I found works for me and all the channels that I run or touch. If I'm dropping a premiere, I do it at noon, so I can get a heavier audience than there would be at 9 a.m. Some people on the West Coast are not awake yet, and they haven't got their day started. They can't be there, so you want as big an audience as you can get for a premiere or a live stream, but you want to catch the traffic on the way up for the rest of the day and the rest of the weekend. So these are just ideas. I'm not even saying I'm right. This is what I've done, and many creators here in the Tuber Chat family, almost everybody that's had any success with shorts has had more success with them than me personally. I haven't put out a lot. I've put out 50 or 60 of them that I can think of. Have been very mistaken by the things I thought people would want to watch and the ones that accidentally did well. So these are just ideas. I don't think I have a short over 3,000 views yet, which is still a great number. But we've got, you see here in the Tuber Chat family, we've got creators that have got, tens of thousands of views, even hundreds of thousands of views, and there's a small handful that have over 1 million on a couple shorts. So, Florida Claimers Ted is up on the screen right now. This is another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They're going to be going live soon with Nora. They've been doing a lot of lottery ticket scratch battling together, and those live streams could be a lot of fun. But Florida Claimers Ted has been scratching lottery tickets a long time. I got a couple things in common with this particular creator. They're over 1,800 subscribers now, which is great to see. They've got some shorts here with a small bit of variety, lots of lottery tickets. And here's an example, 4,800 on one of their shorts videos and 26,000 on another, which is great to see. And then when we look at live streams, we see that Ted's on frequently. He always marks these StreamYard panels with the 18 plus, just so you get an idea of what kind of conversation might be had in there. But he does both. He does family friendly streams, if we want to call it that, as well as adult focused streams. And that just means, sometimes people say things when they know that it's only adults in the room, differently than they might if they weren't sure about that, let's just say. But you'll get an idea when you get over there. It doesn't get too out of control. Ocean to Ocean Travels coming up right now. Let's see what they got going on. Moon Rose Crafts, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And hopefully I haven't missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then Ocean to Ocean Travel is up right now, and I'm just looking at something in the background here to see if I might be able to show everybody something for a quick second. When we look at, okay, I can show everybody this if you'd like to see. When we think about when to post, and Ocean Travel, I'll come back to your channel in a second. On the audience tab of your analytics, you're going to find this grid that's going to show you what time your audience is on. Now, if your channel doesn't yet have enough traffic, this graph might not show up, so it's up to you to decide for yourself or kind of guess at it. Tuber Chat, because I've been doing the same thing for a long time, most of the audience is there between 3 p.m. and 6 or 7 p.m. most days. And not necessarily is this grid accurate, but it's the best tool that YouTube gives us to have a clue as to when we might post. Obviously, the heavier color means there's more people there. And so you can see what I was saying about, like, let's say Friday, Saturday. If I was to post a short or a video or anything on Saturday, 12 o'clock is where the audience starts to get really heavy. 9 o'clock in the morning is early enough to catch everybody on the way up, and I'm in the Eastern time zone anyway. So this works out really well for me. But this is why you find most of the Tuber Chat live streams are around 3 p.m. On Fridays, I have family obligations, so I have to do them early so that I can take off in a while. But that's an example. And if you're unsure, again, anybody can reach out anytime. I'm on Instagram all the time. I'll give you a recommendation if you'd like, based on my own experience, not necessarily what I think everybody should do. And then Life as Jaleesa, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Ocean to Ocean Travel is going to bring us travel and particularly cruising content. I see they got a brand new short video. I'm just going to put this into my catch-up list. That one didn't catch as a shorts video, I guess, it seems. 57 seconds long, but they've also, in between all of their cruising and travel content, look at these wild parties, my dear goodness. And then they'll give us a look around the ships, the attractions, the amenities, and obviously dynamic creator there. When we look at shorts on the channel, we see that these have gotten into almost 4,000, one over 5,000 views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So they got one coming up in a few days. I'm going to set my notification for that. We put notifications on for everything that we see, like premieres and live streams, even though we have the notification bell on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. So Ocean to Ocean Travel is not only longtime supporters here in the Tuber Chat family, but they're out with other creators all the time. I've run into them countless times when I'm bouncing in between premieres and live streams. So we'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. And then, yeah, little Lego. So I have heard from channels that have been around for a long time that they don't have the grid yet. But what I believe that comes down to is regular traffic consistently. So even though a channel's been around for a long time, the traffic on the channel has to build up until it gets to what I'm guessing is at least hundreds, if not thousands of views per month. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So IVB Creates is up here right now. This is a channel that's been a friend a long time. I'm not sure how many times we've had the channel on the screen. And when we look at this channel, though, I can see I'm behind, so I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. Because this one's 24 minutes, much longer than the latest one, I'm going to use this one to catch up just for the watch minutes, right? They're working on 1,200 subscribers. I know they're already monetized. We can see that here. Super Chats and memberships available to support them with, of course, but we do want to keep the watch hours up. In my opinion, it's easy to do. By the time you get to the point of monetization, you're probably already at a level where the watch hours are going to continue, unless something comes up and you can't post for a while or can't stream for a while or what have you. But IVB Creates gives us some information on their About page about crafting, creating, crocheting, designing, pattern writing, and a pattern tester as well. And then they talk about a lot of different things that they make on their channel when you read the About page there. Shorts on this channel have now gotten into 2,300 and 2,400 views, which is great to see. And then when we get into live streams, we see that they've been live frequently. So they seem to be bringing these out about once a week consistently. It's been a while since I caught them on their own channel, but they're obviously doing StreamYard panels with other creators as well. And that's always great to see. Collaborating with others is one of the fastest ways to grow your channel. You're almost always guaranteed to get a handful of new supporters when you're featured on somebody else's channel, and then that's a great benefit you can give to others while they help you change the dynamic of your content on your channel when you feature them, if that makes any sense. So let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel up onto the screen. Jerry from Butler Family Farm will be pleased to know it's just about halfway through the stream and they're coming up. Not quite as early as the last couple of times, but just for fun, what we'll do before we put that channel on the screen is we'll take another break. I'll say for 3.5 minutes, but right before we do that, we're going to play another clip from our video interview series. And this is a collection of conversations that have gone on anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. All of the creators that are featured in that series are longtime friends of Tuber Chat. So far, they've all been with us 3 years or longer, and they've all long passed their 10,000 subscribers. So I noticed that you also mentioned subscribers for a quick second there when you're talking about especially the effects you put on the screen or the end of your video. Don't forget to subscribe, things like this. What else can you tell us, especially for anybody just starting their YouTube journey, about how to get more subscribers for their channel?
Still back to just asking. Like, you would be surprised how many people don't say subscribe to my channel.
No.
just a simple hit that subscribe button. You know, I would appreciate it. I don't do a whole lot of promoting, but promoting your channel works very well. I think honestly, if people can feel like they have a connection to you, if you're talking, if you're giving great information, if they sort of feel that vibe, they're going to naturally be like, oh, I like this person. But sometimes people will watch and just never subscribe. And sometimes it's just because they just don't think about it. And it's like, oh, I didn't even realize I wasn't subscribed to you. So that one little ask is sometimes all the people need to just, subscribe to the channel. I think also realizing that not everybody is going to subscribe. Like realizing that they might watch your video, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to subscribe to it. Or they just come there for that one reason, that to see that video, and now they're going to go. I think having people promote you is a good thing. And that's also something I think should naturally happen.
Okay.
I know a lot of us, when we start out, we think we have the best ideas, the best personality, and we're going to blow up overnight. And it just doesn't happen like that in the real world. You know, it's going to take time, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with, you might never hit 10,000 subscribers, and that's okay. Be there for the 400 that are coming back, Be there for the ones that are coming back, and show them that you appreciate them being there, because eventually those are the ones that will mention your name to somebody else.
Yes.
Or, those, if they don't, but they're still coming back. So we have to be okay. I think that's what a lot of new vloggers need to learn. You have to be okay that you might not blow up. You might not be as fabulous as you think you are. Somebody is still going to be like, no, I don't like her. And that's okay. That's okay.
I cleared a few names off the wheel there, so if any of our members are listening or watching that haven't been on the screen yet, just please see anything at all in the chat and I'll get you right back on there. But after another 20 minutes or so, I'll add another name to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. And for the last couple of streams, what's been happening is as we get towards the end, we've been able to see a lot more newer channels, which is great. I know not everybody can be here for hours at a time every time we stream, and certainly not every day, but I do appreciate every moment, and I know we got a few friends that run the stream in the background at all. Yes, Handicapped Traveler. But I knew you were here. I've got you on there. Butler Family Farm is up on the screen right now. And this is Jerry and Susan together. They share the camera work and just about everything else on the channel. There's Susan. Right on, when we think about the idea of homesteading and farming and ranching and that kind of thing, they bring us that type of content on their channel, but they've got 116 acres to share with us, and they've got a lot of livestock on the channel. Bees have been there for the second year in a row, and then they've got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, as well as cats and dogs. They bring us all around the farm and all around their property to see all the different things they have to do to maintain it, to repair it, to look after it, and then as well, they head out to a lot of meetups with other creators. They both large and small want to meet as many creators as possible, it seems, and they bring us into their home as well. You get an idea of the content as I dig through the thumbnails here, but when we look at shorts videos on the channel, we're going to see a little bit more that goes in line with the rest of their long form content. Just a small amount of variety here, but the shorts have done well, getting into well over 12,000, one at 50,000, which is great to see. They're monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships in the chat. And then they've got a live stream scheduled. They're on every Monday. That's an interesting thumbnail on that one. Sometimes it's a chance to get to know Susan and Jerry, and sometimes they've got StreamYard panels. They will introduce you to a lot of friendly channel owners, and then they often head out to large meetups, literally hundreds of miles away, to meet up with anywhere up to 80 channels worth of creators and supporters. So yeah, actually lately on this channel we've been able to get more channels onto, more newer channels onto the screen towards the end of the stream. Things always speed up as we go on, because any questions or comments or ideas come up usually in the early parts, and then I get into my speeches or rants or whatever it's going to be that lasts a little while, but they'll start to trail off towards the end of the stream, or the last hour or half hour, let's just say. Now I know, again, not everybody can be here for 3 hours every time we stream, but we always get through as many channels as we can, and lately it's been great for getting to a few newer channels that we hadn't seen before. I'm going to try to speed things up right now though. Handicapped Traveler is up on the screen. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. And sorry, there was one more thing I wanted to mention just about Nightbot. I know Backyard Trucker said Nightbot is snotty on their channel. What I would recommend for everybody, forgive me for not making the time to get to some tutorials. I someday hope to do that. But when we set up these robots on the channel, like what Superchat's got here, we think about Nightbot, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, and Botrix. These are all helpers, and you give them moderator status, and then they could do some of the mundane tasks in the chat to give your real moderators a bit of a break so that they can enjoy the stream. Like, we don't need everybody dropping the link for our Instagram all the time. It's not that important, right? We just want to make sure everybody knows it's there and the robots can handle that. But my recommendation for anybody, that's thinking about adding Nightbot, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, or Botrix into your live streams, I would almost recommend it because they can be so helpful and fun at times. But what I would recommend is to hook them up to your channel. It's really, really easy. You just log in with YouTube on a browser. You're already logged in anyway. And then what will happen is if you dig through the settings, there's really not that many. We could look at it both ways. There can be quite a few, but it's really not that daunting. It will take you less than half an hour. But go through all the settings and turn them all off. And then what I would do is learn what they are, read the descriptions, and then turn them on one by one when you feel like you understand what they're going to do. Because what happens is there's a lot of spam control that can be done with these different robots, and Nightbot is the biggest culprit that we see. But what happens is you spend so much work trying to get people to come to your channel, to watch your videos, hang out in premieres and live streams. What a shame for somebody to come to your channel for the first time and get timed out right away by Nightbot just because it's set a little bit too tight, which it is by default. And that's happened. Nightbot and I go back a long way, and I promise I've been timed out as much as anybody because of that thing. But these are just recommendations. So again, you'll have to dig through the settings. I would take it one at a time when you can really sit there for half an hour and go through them. But all you do is just turn off all the settings and turn them back on one by one, like I was saying. 99 Midnight Gamer, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And Handicapped Traveler's up on the screen right now. I'm looking at this thumbnail here, making lemon zucchini bread. I can't even imagine what on earth that must be like, both in texture and in taste. But I'm going to have a look at this video, so I'm going to put it in my catch-up list. That will give me a chance to catch up with them or keep caught up with them. Oh, there you go. Gail Southern Living says she got some help with Nightbot from Devil Dog, which is great. Someday, forgive me, I've stopped saying it so much because it never ends up coming to fruition. But, you know, I've always intended on making tutorial videos. I just can't find a moment to even sit there and get it done. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More, good to see you in the house. She's a longtime friend of about 4 years as well. So Handicapped Traveler says the lemon zucchini bread tastes awesome. It'll be interesting to see that. And as you can see, they're going to bring us around and talk about the idea of traveling from a certain perspective. You'll read about that in their About page, of course. They also show their garden. They got cooking videos, some crafting as well. And then when we dig through their shorts videos, we're going to see that these have gotten into 1,400, even 2,600 views. They're able to show us all 4 seasons there with some winter weather and some snow on the ground. And then when we get into live streams, we see that they did one a couple of weeks ago. They usually bring these out every couple of months or so, but we've always got our notification bell on for every channel. That gives us the best chance of catching each other whenever we're going to go live. And my recommendation is always to set those up in advance if you can, so that you have the best chance of more people showing up, because the live stream will percolate in the YouTube algorithm and recommendation engine for a while before you go live. Troy Sutton, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Silver Assassin Metal Detecting is coming up now. They've been here since the beginning of the stream, actually, dipping in and out. I think they got a brand new avatar and maybe even a brand new banner, if I'm not mistaken. Forgive me if I'm wrong about that, but I think so. 710 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 800. We know that they're thinking about right now. And we've got a small handful of metal detecting channels in the Tuber Chat family. I'm sure there's lots more creators that do some metal detecting, but they're also going to talk to us about numismatic collectibles and possibly precious metals. It's interesting the different things people find while they're metal detecting, right? Silver Assassin has got a premiere coming up actually tomorrow, so hopefully we'll catch that. It's early for me. I'm in the Eastern time zone, but this is going to have some history in it as well. Real coins, fake coins, and some history included. That's typically along the lines of what you're going to expect from this channel. Then when we get into shorts videos, we see that these have gotten into 1,600, 3,700 views. and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, we see that these are occasional, but we'll see if Silver Assassin Metal Detecting is going to do any more of those. They have been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for a long, long time. Let's spin the wheel and we'll see who's coming up next. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And Jevin Richardson is on the screen right now. I added this creator out of our chat list. They're always active in the chat, having conversations with people. That's the key to getting on the wheel and the screen, of course, is always being active in the chat. And then I'll add another name to the wheel from our chat list in another few minutes here, 5 or 10 minutes. Jevin Richardson is working on 1,400 subscribers. They do plane spotting on their channel. They're going to show us all different types of aircrafts, and I'm just going to take their latest video. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to see what they've done for a collaboration here, and then you get an idea from the thumbnails about what we're going to expect from this channel. And when we get into shorts videos, we're going to see what they've got here. A lot more variety, but they've got a couple of video game shorts here featuring PlayStations that have gotten into 18,000 and 42,000 views, which is great to see. So hopefully everybody will connect with Jevin Richardson, obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. They're here with us just about every day. And Backyard Trucker, look at that. You're coming up right now. We'll see what they've got going on. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And next up is Backyard Trucker. So when we look at this channel, they've changed up their about section a little bit. And let me see what they've said here. So they're just a hardworking guy doing things that they love. They share that with us in their videos. Small business owner and mechanic by trade. They take us into their rig and then they fix it when it needs it. You can see a lot of the outdoor content from this creator, a little bit indoors there. And then shorts on this channel have started to do really, really well because the dash cam footage is catching a bunch of humorous, if not interesting moments here. 12,000, 13,000 on a couple of these, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. So Backyard Truckers live frequently, and they've found some real success and, dare I say, luck over the last few weeks or month. They are posting frequently, so they're live almost every day, sometimes in the truck and then sometimes just hanging out by the fire. They often collaborate with Marketplace Boutique, who is likely still in the chat as well. If we dig back several weeks, we're going to get to a few live streams from Backyard Trucker, and let me see if I can find these things again. Where on earth did they go? You can see how active this creator is, and I just want to make a point about that. If I can find these live streams, here they are. So about a month ago, they were just driving, going to Pennsylvania, but you can see the day before, they had almost 1,000 views on a live stream. Then they had 19,000 views the next day. Apparently there was about 125 people watching at a time, which is great. And then the next day they got about a third of that again, and then it started to trail back to regular views. But it's interesting that this channel is so active, not just in posting. They support other creators. I run into them all the time. They're here in Tuber Chat every time we stream. They're always active in the chat as well. So extremely supportive. Backyard Trucker is a perfect example of somebody who's using YouTube not only to post but as a social network, and they're growing rapidly because of it. You can see that that little bit of, dare I say, luck on top of intuition and activity got them up over 800 subscribers now. It looks like they're still growing fast. So hopefully everybody will connect with them. Obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And then I'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel coming up. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And then it's interesting, 99 Midnight Gamer is saying, yeah, vertical streams are popular right now. It's weird to me because when YouTube a few months ago started really pushing vertical live streams and they put them in the shorts feed and this and that, they started to get a lot of views. Lots of creators had a lot of success right away. And then it seemed to die off for a while, and I just haven't seen any notable activity on them for a while until Backyard Trucker had this story. And I was there the second day, I think, not the first day, when it was so explosive, pardon me. But often you can find that vertical live streams will bring in more people. It doesn't necessarily have to be much more, but different people. And what you got to consider when you're thinking about whether to go horizontal or vertical, vertical live streams now show up in the shorts feed randomly. So what happens is when somebody's flipping through shorts videos, they might accidentally come across your live stream. Or another one, if somebody pauses a shorts video, there's a button now that comes up that says live that they can click on. Now you flip through live streams that are vertical. So if somebody prefers the TikTok, Instagram, YouTube vertical way of doing live streams, you might find that more people will be coming in. It means more of everything. More young creators, more trolls, more of everything altogether. And then you just got to decide whether you want that or not, but there's luck involved. It doesn't always happen. This is the thing, so we got to consider that. A lot of times you'll hear from people who have YouTube channels that they don't like vertical live streams, and my guess is that's because we're so used to doing what we've been doing for so long that the whole reason we're on YouTube is because Instagram and TikTok are different. We don't want to do it the way they want to do it, but people from Instagram and TikTok might be more inclined to come back over to YouTube or come over to YouTube in the first place if they find out the format of content that they enjoy is there. Not saying I'm right, these are just ideas. And then when we look at Marketplace Boutique, we are talking about a creator who will not only collaborate with Backyard Truckers, just coincidence that their channel came up in the wheel right after Backyard Trucker. These creators collaborate often in live streams, actually, where they're kind of just hanging out. Sometimes by the fire, sometimes they are out taking a little mini adventure together. But Marketplace Boutique is somebody with an almost one-of-a-kind channel in the Tuber Chat family. This is a creator who, since 1998, has been working in e-commerce. And they share the ins and outs of how to buy and sell on platforms like eBay. And the technical aspects like shipping and listing, I can tell you, are easy tasks. I have probably listed over 2,000 things. I have probably shipped over 1,000. But the magic comes in finding the right things to buy and to then sell. And Marketplace Boutique is going to help us with this. The creator behind the channel is Jody, if you see her called out by name in the chat. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 14,000, even 19,000 views, but they encompass pure variety over here. And then live streams. So she live frequently. She's going to be live in a few hours, about 4 hours from now. 4 or 5 hours, which will be cool to see, and hopefully we can catch that. And she's been live frequently, so sometimes they do a multicam thing like this, and then sometimes they're actually together. So hopefully everybody will connect with Marketplace Boutique. Not only are they here just about every single day, but they're also out supporting other creators. I run into them constantly when I'm bouncing in between premieres and live streams, trying to support other creators the same way. Don Ray B has been in the chat for a few minutes now. Thank you for being here. Tanks and Fish, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And yes, thank you everybody for the engagement and conversation in the chat. Tanks and Fish is on the wheel now with Don Ray B. And a Resilient Dad, good to see you in the house. I just ran into them supporting somebody else either this morning or I think it was yesterday. Forgive me for being mistaken. Always motivating, yes, always. And then a Resilient Dad is a member, so I'm going to put them on the wheel right now. And let's spin. We'll see who's coming up next. Now, before we get to the next channel, we're going to take another break again, 3.5 minutes or so. And right before we do that, I'm going to play you one more, the last for today, clip from our interview series. I hope everybody's enjoying these because the insight that these creators have shared is far better than what I was hoping for when I first asked them to do it and came up with the idea for the series, let's just say. So these are conversations in an interview style that go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. The first 3 episodes are already on the channel. All of the creators featured are longtime friends of Superchat, and then all of them have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. One of the things that comes along with monetization on YouTube that used to require 30,000 subscribers is memberships, and that's open to everybody that gets monetized after 500 subscribers now, or just about everybody. So one of the things that creators will ask is how can they increase the number of memberships over time on their channel? What advice would you give to somebody to increase the number of members and watch that grow if that's something that's on their mind?
Yo, you better get your pencil out for this one. I take this part very seriously, my membership. Our membership is $1.99. It's low, okay? And I did that intentionally. I don't have any other tiers. I have one tier. It's $1.99. It's the fun zone, basically. We have, I don't know, 24 emojis available, and everybody gets a new banner or a new badge. And it's creative and it's evolving all the time. I change those out consistently. Sometimes during the holidays is a good example. I changed out almost every single one of those emojis for members. I must have picked up, and I think we're right around 600 members. I think we probably picked up an extra 100 because once Halloween came, everything changed throughout the entire holiday season. We're about to hit Easter, and I'm doing it again. So showing your members that you're changing, people love new things. They love it when it's new. And that's a simple thing that you can do. It's all free, whether you use Pexels or you use an AI generator, Midjourney. You can create all that so fast and so easy. It probably takes me to do, I see 24 up there. So I think it takes me maybe 2 hours to do every single one of those.
Right. Yeah.
And now you have a fresh palette all the way around.
That's a wonderful idea, so much so I'm holding myself back from laughing because I expect to take a page out of your book and probably do that on at least the Superchat channel. So thank you for that.
In encouraging everybody to join your membership program, or not so much encouraging, reminding them that you have a membership program. And as soon as you do that, everybody in your channel that's a member will start dropping those special emojis. Now, I tweak it a little bit too because I have the floating emotes. When we are in a non-emergency or eruptive time where we can take a breath and it's a little bit more relaxed, I have some pages, my live streams. When you do the emojis, they float all over the screen for fun. And then you see at a large customized emoji that you can only get by being a member, $1.99 is not too far off. People love it.
Wow, that's gold. Thank you for this. All right, pardon me. I had to step away there for a
All right,
second.
let me
Haven't
step
already
away.
chat
One
from
of
it.
the things that comes along with
Pardon me. I had to step away there for a second. So it took an extra moment to get back. Living life as Lachey. Good to see you in the house. Alex and Alex are still in the house. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. Sweet Melissa, Coastal Girl 707, I added you to the wheel. My expectation now is we still got like, you know, up to maybe an hour that we can stay if everybody would like. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen, and we'll start moving faster now. So my guess is that we'll start getting more channels on at a bit more of a rapid pace, if that makes any sense. And then when we look at I Am Betty J Gathers, we see a creator that's now working on 2,300 subscribers. She's got a live stream ready to go tomorrow, or pardon me, that's a premiere ready to go tomorrow afternoon. She often talks about healthy eating, healthy living. Intermittent fasting is an idea that comes up frequently, and she often is vlogging lately, bringing us into her home, taking us out on adventures, even shopping trips. I Am Betty J Gathers will always have, she's busy, but she always has stories to be told. But you can see it's a dynamic creator. She's always smiling, always laughing. And I Am Betty J Gathers has been a friend of ours for about 4 years now. She has got shorts on the channel that have gotten into 10,000 and beyond, and you can tell by the thumbnails here what I'm talking about when I say she's a dynamic creator. Monetized, lots of ways to support her, including super chats and memberships when we get there, and then live streams as well. Now, I Am Betty J Gathers is always motivating, always inspiring. And does a great job of keeping up with the chat when she's on as well. She'll have a lot of StreamYard panel guests that come with her, or she'll collaborate with others. But it's often just I Am Betty J Gathers, and the chat gets very involved in the live streams, and she does, like I said, a great job of keeping up with the chat. So she's got a premiere tomorrow, and then she's got live streams set up for weeks in advance. And hopefully everybody will catch her for those. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Aaron at Lawson, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And Don Ray B just gifted a membership. They've done that kind of thing countless times before. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, of course, but very much appreciated. Don Ray B is somebody who wants to inspire us before we even get into the content on the channel. You'll see the banner says each new day is an opportunity to make your dreams come true. And she wants to instill in us that that is absolutely the case. When we read her about page, we can see all about her desire to move into a homesteading style of lifestyle, if that makes sense. And she talks about the journey, and then the YouTube channel brings us along as she's now literally living the dream. And I'm just going to grab one of her latest videos. I'm going to put this into my catch-up list. I can see I'm behind. Don Ray B will bring us outdoors as well as indoors occasionally for product reviews, but a lot of homesteading style content, and then stories to be told from this creator as well. I'm just going to look at her shorts videos for a second here, and we see that these have long crossed 2,000 views, and a couple of the more recent ones are 2,500, 3,600 on one of these. I can't help myself but talk about that log splitter all the time now, because when I work outdoors, some of you know I work outdoors a few days a week. When I do that, a friend that I work with is always looking for firewood, and kind of goes through an abundant amount of it. But you can always find free firewood for almost everybody, at least if you're in a major city, because you can get to Kijiji or other platforms like that, maybe even Craigslist, and people just put ads for free firewood, what they've done is probably taken a tree down or a fence or something else, and they just want somebody to take the wood away for free, so you can get free firewood in that way. But Don Ray B's got this log splitter here, and I keep talking about it all the time, just because we're talking about firewood more often than I think anybody should. And then live stream, she's experimented with these a few months ago. We'll see if she's going to keep those back up. She has got we've always got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. When I was, I know I've told the story 100 times, but when I was a young lad, my grandparents were snowbirds, so they lived in a town 3 hours away from Toronto, literally in a cottage during the summer months. Our summers are hot here, and then they spent the winters in Florida. But when we would visit them, they were surrounded by forests, lots of birch trees, I remember. And my grandfather taught me how to chop wood. So I don't know how old I was, but old enough to hold an axe. And so as an activity, he'd have me help with chopping the wood, which I really enjoyed. The destructive nature of it, I guess, is something that appeals to me, or did. So I was able to do that, but I hadn't seen log splitters that I can remember until even, I'm sure I've seen them at some point, not noticing, but Don Ray B doing that video a while back. It might be a year now. I forget how long ago they did that. It's something that just comes to mind, especially because every time you go in a gas station, at least around Toronto and Niagara, there's firewood outside always. There's propane tanks, there's ice, there's firewood, there's windshield washer fluid, you know, the regular things we see at a gas station, and it's astonishing the prices now. It's not uncommon to find a bag of firewood that's like good enough for, I would say, one fire, not a weekend. But $13 Canadian, which is still around $8.50, $9 American. Out of control, in my opinion, when especially you can get the stuff for free. So Starika is up on the screen right now, and this is another creator who's going to bring us coins as well as other paper currency, talking about numismatic collectibles and then precious metals on this channel. So Starika is working on 1,700 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push them a little bit farther towards that milestone. When we look at shorts on their channel, you get an idea of some of the things they're doing here. And I always look at these with the popular tab, and then I know that soon we're going to have a Canadian loonie there, an American quarter, a Canadian $2 coin. In Canada, we use $1 and $2 coins now. Our pennies are long gone, and I'm sure the nickel's going to follow, dare I say, sometime in at least our lifetime. As crypto continues to expand, or more people seem to be adopting it, I think we're coming to a faster close to cash altogether than any of us might have expected, but we'll have to see. I'm a huge fan of precious metals, though, so Starika's got a bit of that on the channel as well. When we get into live streams, we see that they've been live up to about a year ago many times. We'll see if they're going to keep those back up or pick them back up. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we possibly can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. Hadgeways and Coastal Water, I've got you both on the wheel. I had cleared a few names off the wheel a while ago. I often do that if I haven't seen somebody for what I think is an hour or so. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours, but it's just in the spirit of getting to more channels. But as long as you're here or active in the chat, even if you're coming in and out, members are always added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And then, oh, your goal was to learn how to hand split wood, says Don Ray B. I liked it. Feels dangerous with a huge, like, very heavy axe. I vaguely remember. I don't even know if I can remember accurately, but, you know, almost feels scary, the size and weight of the thing. But, you know, when it's done safely, of course, it's fine like everything else. It's very difficult to misuse a tool of any kind, especially an axe. But that's just an idea. Driving Daily says, in order, silver, gold, crypto, and cash. Yes, absolutely. And then when we look at a resilient dad, so this is a creator who's only got a couple of pieces of content here right now. They did a live stream a while back, and then they've got another video and a shorts here. We'll see what they're going to do with the channel, but they've been a long-time supporter here in Superchat, and I just saw them out yesterday or the day before supporting another creator as well. So a resilient dad's been with us a long time. I'm thinking it's a couple of years. I lose track of some of these friendships, so forgive me if I'm mistaken about that. But 217 subscribers now. We'd love to push them towards the 300 they're thinking about. They are another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Kathy Payne, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Martha Makes Art, I've been seeing frequently out in the YouTube streets. Tanks and Fish is coming up right now. And Nick Will Travel, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Jamaica was, for a long time, our 4th biggest country as far as audience here in Superchat. We learned that from the analytics, at least within the first year. So it probably floats around the 4th, 5th, and 6th position. We've got a lot of Jamaican friends. Tanks and Fish. Let's see what they've got going on. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. Trina, Hippies, Puppies, and Kittens Budgets. Forgive me, I know you've been here for a while. I didn't actually say hello. I think I waved in the chat there, but it's good to have you here. Hopefully you're enjoying meeting new friends. Tanks and Fish has 311 subscribers. This is a channel I'm still getting to know, but they are talking about being a tropical hobbyist. They enjoy bringing us what they found along their time. Reviews as well as store tours when we think about the different kinds of fish that they're bringing to us. And forgive me because I've got a lot to learn on this channel. So they got a few videos so far. They've got some shorts on the channel as well. These have already started to cross 1,100 views, which is great. And then when we look at live streams, we see that they've got these coming out frequently. So up to a few weeks ago, they were doing a bunch of these. We'll see if they're going to continue with those. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. We'll spin the wheel and we'll get another channel ready to go. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Coastal Waters up on the screen right now. Her and her husband have both been generous, loyal, and dedicated supporters for a long time here in Superchat. For anybody that's brand new in the chat today, I hope you will read our video description so you get a real idea of how we're connecting here. Very important that we're connecting thoroughly. Everybody's here with the idea of generosity at the forefront of their mind, expecting to give much more than they expect to receive. The best success in Superchat comes in making the first move, supporting other people with all the things you wish they would do for you, knowing that they will turn around and do that afterward. And then just as a note for some of our newer channels, a lot of the people who've been here many times before, literally for weeks, months, or even years, they will not go to a brand new channel that they see in the chat. They want to see how you interact with everybody else first, like seeing where your focus is, whether it's on your own channel or helping others, before they will connect to you. It's just a judgment call, but you'll find a lot of supportive creators ready to connect here. It starts with a conversation, and there's always plenty of channels here, so I would take it slow and one by one. Coastal Water is working on 1,700 subscribers now. This creator with her husband have a bit of a special story because they the biggest complaint I've gotten on YouTube in the last 7 years is, why is it so difficult to get our in real life friends and family members to support our YouTube channel so we can find people online willing to do it easily? So I think it makes it that much more extra special when we do find in real life friends and family members willing to support each other so wholeheartedly, like Coastal Water and her husband, Backlash Fisherman. We'll look at his channel in a moment. Coastal Water is going to bring us a few different things. Lots of cooking videos on this channel. She's done that both in live streams and videos. Sometimes she takes us out on an adventure, and once in a blue moon she'll do an unboxing video. Shorts on this channel feature pure variety, but these have gotten into 3,400 views, one over 10,000. Which is great to see. And then when we get into live streams, we see that she's live frequently. These car confessions are often ride-alongs where we get a chance to get to know Coastal Water and the family. There's a lot of family togetherness on this channel. This Cooking with Coastal series is live streams where she's literally in the kitchen, but her husband shares those responsibilities, which I think is really cool. Backlash Fisherman does a similar series of live streams called Cooking with Backlash, inspired by his wife's series. So he also does ride-along live streams. And these creators, again, lots of family togetherness. You often see them together. It's really fishing first on this channel, but Backlash Fisherman will introduce us to a lot of friends along the way. Shorts give an idea of what we can expect, getting into 3,800, 6,200 views and beyond. And then when we get into videos, I see there's a brand new one here, and this is where you get the idea that it's fishing first on this channel that's run by a first responder, by the way, who's working on now 1,700 subscribers, and he's monetized. Lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Now, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everybody. If anybody needs me to talk about what on earth we mean when we talk about swapping playlists, then please just say so in the chat, and I'll elaborate on the idea. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So one of the things we got to be careful of is self-promotion. Whenever we're asking people to come to our channels, our moderators will delete those messages, because the way we connect here is the opposite. We always go and support other people first. When you watch a full video of 3 minutes or longer from beginning to end and then leave a meaningful, genuine comment of 3 or 4 sentences, what will happen is that creator can just go into their comment section, find your channel, and literally click right on it. So that really speeds things up, if that makes sense. I'm just going to add another couple of names onto the wheel here. Little Lego is coming up, and Lewis Acre Farm Karma will be on the wheel. And then I'll add another couple of names as we continue on. Hodgeways is in a brand new channel in the chat. This is the second time I think we're looking at them. They're working on 2,500 subscribers and monetized already, which is great. And then when we look at their videos, we see that they are bringing us quite a bit of travel. They say global travel adventure, so they're taking us to a lot of interesting places, as we can see. And obviously a dynamic creator, you get that from not only the thumbnails but even the rollovers here. So they're bringing us to a lot of different things here. Manchester, Madrid is over there. When we get into shorts on this channel, we get into 1,400, even 1,700 views and beyond, which is great to see. And then live streams as well. They've done these up to even a few days ago, so they seem to be bringing these on frequently, and we've got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other, making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. And then Lewis Acre Farm Karma is coming up. We'll see what they've got going on their channel. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So thank you, Crystal Sparkle. Yeah, Edna's World is a longtime friend. We were introduced to her from my dear friend Elevate with Vern, who was inspired to start her channel by Edna's World. Edna's World's been on for 8 years. She's been on YouTube longer than I have. And she's made occasional appearances here in the Tuber Chat family over the years, but I also see her out supporting a lot of other creators. So I connected to her a long time ago because of, you know, her support for Elevate with Vern, and then she's become a friend and has long passed her 10,000 subscribers as well. So she's live all the time. Even when she's traveling on a cruise or something like that, she'll go live. Lewis Acre Farm Karma is up here right now with 287 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 300 we know they're thinking about. Steph sells stuff by the seashore. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And when we look at Lewis Acre Farm Karma, we see she's got a brand new video here. I'm just going to take this latest one. I'm going to put that in my catch-up list. She just put that up yesterday. And then a Northern Lights video. I see you did a short one a couple weeks ago. Lewis Acre Farm Karma is going to give us a lot of information about what they're doing in Southwest Idaho on their About section. And then Lewis Acre Farm Karma always engages conversation here during our chats as well. 2,500, 6,100 views and beyond. You can see she's collaborating with other creators. Jesse from Lazy Days Ahead is over there. And then live streams as well. So she's been live frequently, doing a few outdoor live streams. I'm surprised I haven't caught any of these. Oh, you did a few yesterday, actually. Bull riding, wow, is an interesting thing. There's a lot of that in that. It's been a while since I've watched it. I only watched the first series, but Yellowstone was something I liked. It's a little bit dark and twisted at times, but introduced us to a couple of concepts there. Tales Told in the Dark is Cassie. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then, again, hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. As long as everybody's still active, we should get around to everyone. Lewis Acre Farm Karma mixes up the variety in the live streams, and it's great to see you doing a lot outdoors, though, and collaborating with other friends as well. I think I made a mistake the other day. This is Andale Homestead with you. It's right there in the title. I think I misspoke when I mentioned that the other day, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. I see you got an extra subscriber, 288 now, which is great, and hopefully we can push them a little bit farther towards that 300 that I mentioned. And then I am going to spin the wheel right now. The Bud Files, I'm going to put you back onto the wheel. I often clear names off the wheel after a while if I haven't seen somebody, because I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours or longer, but the Bud Files has been re-added. I'm going to spin the wheel. We'll see who's coming up next. We'll go on a break right now for 3.5 minutes. We'll make this one a short one, and then we'll come right back. And interestingly enough, the Bud Files is going to be the next channel that we look at. All right, we're just about back with the Bud Files. So we don't get to every channel in the chat every day. We try to. We get to as many channels as we can in between 2.5 and 3 hours in every stream. We're usually here at least 3 times a week. But there's always brand new channels to meet, and of course the most important part is the magic that happens within the chat. That's literally why we call the channel Tuber Chat. Putting channels on the screen, I know everybody likes it, but it doesn't result in a rush of people running to your channel. It just gives me an opportunity to get to know the channel and then describe for everybody either my friendship with the creator or what I've learned about their content over the weeks, months, and years that we're connected, if that makes sense. Soccer and more, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. So I'll try to move it a little bit faster now, and we'll get through as many channels as we can. So the Bud Files is up on the screen. This is a family of modern day archaeologists. The idea is to uncover history and digitally preserve it in video. They do that through shorts and live streams as well. They often take us out for adventures, but sometimes they're indoors. There's tons of history on the channel, including in their Way Back Wednesday series. They've been doing that for as long as I can remember now. Oh, thank you, Scratch and Pete PA. Yes, the Bud Files, I'm just looking at their videos here, so I'll leave it up for a quick second. I didn't realize I didn't hit the button there. I did something yesterday, actually, too. I won't get into a long story time, but just for the sake of giving the Bud Files another moment on the screen. A long time ago, I had and was born with lazy eye, let's just say. So that's a condition where the muscles that attach to your eyeballs, they look something like this, but they are not as strong on one side. So what they do is they weaken the other side so that they match. And I had that procedure done, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever it was, right? And so I don't have as much peripheral vision as everybody else. And what that means is that I might have to turn my head a tiny bit more to see something beside me than everybody else. Hardly, I don't even notice it, but it is a fact. So I find myself not liking large computer screens. I'm in front of computers all the time, but I prefer smaller screens like 21-inch to something like 24-inch or 32-inch, let's just say. So I literally swapped out. I don't expect you to notice, but the screen behind me is a 24 on the, what I call playlist computer over there. But that screen, what used to be in front of me, and now I've switched to my smaller screens, but I still can't see far enough to one side to notice that I forgot to hit the button and put the screen on, if that makes any sense. So this is, it's just an excuse, but this is why this kind of thing happens. But thank you, everybody, for letting me know as well. So this is the Bud Files I was talking about. They're working on 2,200 subscribers. So you can see the variety in the content. Like I said, they want to uncover history and digitally preserve it. Now as well, they've really expanded the content on the channel over the last year or so. And they've got into shorts that now have gotten into 5,000 and even 15,000 views. And when I dig through these, you get an idea of the variety on the channel. I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this name right, so forgive me. Is it Nisa Faraway? And then please let me know if I'm not pronouncing that properly and if there's a better way to do that, so that I can promote your channel the way you want it promoted. And then the Bud Files is working on 2,200 subscribers. They're monetized, of course. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. Sometimes they bring us into their home and they might be singing, dancing, playing a game, or otherwise hanging out with the family. And I've caught them many times for those live streams. But they also bring us outdoors a lot of the time, and they take us to interesting places like abandoned locations and graveyards and cemeteries and other historical places as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with the Bud Files. They literally seem to be everywhere all the time, and they have been dear friends of ours for what's getting on 4 years now. John H. Shelton, the vlogging life, is coming onto the wheel right now. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. Home bartending with John is coming up on the screen. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Leezy J, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. We got quite a few new brand new channels in the chat lately. And again, hopefully I haven't missed anybody. Home Bartending with John is a creator that brings us two one-of-a-kind channels here in the Tuber Chat family. They've been an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for as long as I can remember. And like Brown Girl Bella, who's been in the chat with us and still on the wheel, actually, they've been a silver member for as long as I can remember, which means that we see their channel in the slides that run during the intro, the breaks, and the extra on the channel. So we see their channel every single day, whether they're here or not, although Home Bartending with John's here just about every single day. He's going to teach us how to make some of the world's most popular cocktails from the comfort of our own home. And he's got a pretty elaborate home bar setup here. We don't have to have one quite as elaborate as what he's got, but he does a lot of product reviews as well, and he does show us what it takes to keep a bar like his replenished, along with the tools we're going to need behind the bar to make some of our favorite cocktails. In between his product reviews, comparisons, and series of things like mocktails and non-alcoholic cocktails, he's going to give us different variations in the recipes for the things that he makes, and he takes requests on his channel as well. He's done a couple for me already, for which I'm grateful. And then Home Bartending with John's done well with shorts over here, getting into 2,400 views and one at 8,300, which is great to see. And then live streams on the channel were an idea from before. We'll see if he's going to bring those back. The Pipe Guy is a second channel from this creator featuring industrial pipe lamps and industrial pipe art. It's the first time I've seen anything like this, but it's really, really cool. And he's just got a couple of shorts on the channel, and then he has got one video so far with a Star Wars inspired video or a tutorial, and 48 subscribers. So we'd love to push him a little bit farther towards the first 100. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So Brown Girl Bella is up on the screen. This is one of the most authentic creators that I've met in my 7 years on YouTube. I met her about 5 years ago, almost 5.5 actually. This creator is a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter and happens to be another silver member here. So we see her channel every single day, whether she's here or not. But she was with me since before Tuber Chat was even a thought many years ago. VLN Dark, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. When we look at Brown Girl Bella, this creator is a master of branding and the idea of drawing you into her world. You'll get an idea of what I mean by that when you get to her channel and possibly even get Bellafied. Brown Girl Bella does really well with presentation and is a dynamic creator. As you can see, she started with beauty and continues that today. Lots of get ready with me type ideas. She will bring you a lot of different types of palettes and things like that, and a lot of conversation that can be just about based on almost anything at all. She does a lot of product reviews and has been very knowledgeable about all things YouTube for all of the time that I've known her. She's working on 5,400 subscribers right now. You know, I say of channels of this size that there must be much to be learned from them, as well as entertained and inspired by, because of what they must have already been through in their YouTube journey to get to a level of, let's say, 3,000 and beyond. Shorts are included in the over 1,100 videos altogether on her channel, and then 4,500, even 10,000 views on one of these, which is great. And live streams are frequent. She's got 2 series, including Sunday Sips and Bella After Dark on Thursday. She's been doing both of these for as long as I can remember, and I have Caught her many times for these live streams as well. She's got lots of guests that join her. Sometimes it's just her hanging out. But Brown Girl Bella is, like I said, an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And hopefully everybody will connect with her and get some of that support coming back for yourself as well. I can't say it enough. Brown Girl Bella, after all this time, is one of the most authentic creators that I've met in my 7 years. So John H. Shelton, the vlogging life, is coming up right now. I'm going to add another couple of names onto the screen right now. I'm just going to show you something before I get to his channel. This is Streamlabs, and a feature in the background here that I use called the CloudBot, and basically it's a loyalty system. What happens is it keeps track not only of how long you're here, but how active you are in the chat. So every time I need to add names to the wheel from our chat list, I look over to the list and see who's close to the top, and it changes over time, right? So PK Adventure Travels is coming up, and Driving Daily will be added to the wheel right now, and then we'll take them one by one over the course of the next little while. And when we look at John H. Shelton, the vlogging life, this is a creator from the UK. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And then when we look at John H. Shelton, yeah, so Tanks and Fish, I say CloudBot, that's just what they call it, but it's from Streamlabs. Streamlabs is a huge company, and they have an app on the phone, which I use when I do outdoor live streaming. I use Streamlabs Desktop, which was built on OBS, which they've split off into their own thing now. But it's similar, and I've been using that for a long time here on Superchat. And then they've got these systems in the background that keep statistics, but a lot of widgets that you can use, whether or not you're using their app. You can use other apps or other programs to stream and still use some of the widgets that they have, which is really, really cool. But there's a lot to see over there. John H. Shelton, the vlogging life, comes from the UK. This creator seems to me more to aspire to be a filmmaker than anything else, because they say filmmaking right on their banner. Vlogging, photography, creative writing. There's also song and poetry from this creator. I'm just going to grab their latest video. They premiered this a few hours ago. John H. Shelton has been another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for as long as I can remember. He's been with us for about 4 years now. Shorts on his channel feature pure variety. Happens to be a Godzilla fan as well. He's gotten into 1,000 and even 1,600 views on a couple of these, and then live streams on the channel as well. These are infrequent and come up sporadically, but up to a couple months ago he was doing these. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other. And then we'll spin the wheel. We'll get another channel coming up. And then Buddha of Destiny, Namaste. Good to see you in the house. They've been with us about 4 years as well. And thank you again, Nick Will Travel, for the kind words, of course. Rushing Wind Mountain is another longtime friend. She's been with us for 3.5 years, something like that. We'll get her onto the screen right now. Scrapping on the Fly 77. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And let's see what Rushing Wind Mountain has going on their channel for today. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Rushing Wind Mountain comes to us from the Pacific Northwest, and this is a creator that brings us nature and wildlife. So they just put out a new video this morning. I'm just going to grab that and put it into my catch up playlist. That's a special playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. Playlist can be a great tool for that. Mine just has a fun name. When we look at Rushing Wind Mountain, we see over 4,000 subscribers now, which is great to see. And then when we dig through the thumbnails, you'll get an idea of the almost ASMR type of content that they're bringing us, with pleasing audio, pleasing visuals to go along with it. But they've got a lot of wildlife on the channel as well, and especially when we dig into the shorts videos, we're going to see a lot of that wildlife. And if you dig through a lot of these, you're going to find some humorous moments as well. These have gotten into 12,000, even 16,000 views and beyond. And then live streams on the channel are something they've been experimenting with frequently over the last couple of months, doing both vertical and horizontal live streams. And hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. You'll often see the name Ruby in the chat. This is who they're talking about when somebody's referencing Ruby. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain. We'd love to push them towards the 4,300 subscribers they're thinking about now. And did Rambling with the Brooms come in? Yes, that's Scott, another fellow Canadian. He's here as a beloved and dedicated moderator as well. And then I know we've got quite a few new channels in the chat over the last couple of weeks. Some of our longtime friends are coming in as well. I'm sure the algorithm has shifted a little bit. That causes your feed to show up a little bit differently. You start seeing channels you haven't seen in a while, and a lot of new people, and then some of your friends you've been seeing every day start to disappear, and you're like, what's going on? It's just the algorithm shifting things around. And then thank you, Moonrose Crafts. Yeah, we can't get to every channel every single day. We try to get to as many as we can in a 3-hour period. We're expecting to be back on Sunday, but I haven't set the time yet. When we look at yes, the chat. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. Rambling with the Brooms is on the wheel. Rushing Wind Mountain. Hopefully everybody will connect with. Let's spin. We'll see who's coming up next. I'm going to take another break for about 3.5 minutes. We'll come right back. And then Driving Daily is going to be the next channel that we look at. right, we're just about back. We're going to look at driving daily. So this is a fairly new creator here in the Tuber Chat family. We're just putting them up for what I think is the third time now. They got an interesting video here talking about AI. So as an idea, I just want to throw a note in there. When we're producing our videos, it doesn't matter if it's a short, a live stream, or a regular video. There's a new checkbox that you've got to look for, whether it comes up on a phone or not, I'm unsure right now, but on a desktop, for sure it's there. If you use AI created content in your productions, you must disclose that, and it's a very important feature. I'm just mentioning it because they're talking about AI images. So this is just an idea from Driving Daily. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. Like I said, they're fairly new. They've just been with us a week or two now. When we look at their channel, they say they're exploring interesting places and everything car culture. And they're going to bring us vlogs along with looks at interesting vehicles. When we look at shorts on the channel, we see that they've gotten into 17,000, even 30,000 views on a couple of these, which is great to see. And then when we get into live streams, they did one of these a few months ago. We'll see if they're going to continue those, and that's Driving Daily. They're already on the road to 1,000. They got 932. We always say you're officially on a road when you get to a 100 milestone. Since they're past 900, they're officially on the road to 1,000, which is an exciting and important milestone in everybody's YouTube journey. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. And it's interesting what you say, Nick, will travel. Yeah, about small creators being authentic with their content and intentional with their brand. Those are both good advice for somebody who wants to succeed on YouTube and understands if we use our powers for good as opposed to evil, that I believe personally that everybody can have a channel of 10,000 subscribers or more. Certainly. Now, when we talk about the idea of 100,000, the only reason why I say that's questionable is because that can take years, and we don't know what the world's going to look like 3 years from now. The last 3 years have shown us that, and the 3 years before that. So our Georgia Suburban Homestead, thank you for continuing that membership. I've got them on the wheel now, and then Lucy Warren's World we're going to talk about in a second here. Yeah, imagine rambling with the brooms. Lucy Warren's World is up on the screen, and this is a creator that's going to give us a lot of information on their About section. We get an idea of what to expect. It's a lot of variety. When we dig through the thumbnails, we get an idea of that. When we dig through the shorts, we start to get an idea of more variety here. But the fact that this creator's already had a few heavy hitters getting into 15,000, 35,000, one that is 158,000. Yeah, Little Lego, sorry, I was going to call out and see if you were still here, but I've got you back on the wheel right now. We're probably going to go overtime a few minutes, so I'm going to try to keep it to a minimum. Lucy Warren's World is monetized, lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And they've got a live stream coming up in a couple of days. Pardon me just for 1 second here. And then when we see what they're doing, when we see what they're doing, there's a lot of video gameplay here. So pure variety on this channel so far, and hopefully everybody will connect with Lucy Warren's World. There's Just Jason Keto and more. I removed a lot of names off the wheel a while ago. I'm really going to rifle through channels now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Travel Escapes with the Brooms is a travel channel from our beloved and dedicated moderator, Rambling with the Brooms. 59 subscribers now. We'd love to push them towards the first 100. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead is coming up next, by the way. Pardon me, because they dropped a gifted membership there. Which was picked up by Stuff's All Stuff by the Seashore. She was here most of the stream earlier. Travel Escapes with the Brooms is where Scott, this fellow Canadian from the Ottawa area, is going to bring us some travel footage. He's got a few shorts on the channel already. He's got one video over here. And this creator's putting together quite a collaboration with Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. So about a year from now, they're going to go on a cruise. They're trying to book 100 rooms of creators and supporters over there to go from Seattle to Alaska for a week. Rambling with the Brooms, of course, is monetized and now over 3,000 subscribers. You know, I say of channels of this size that there must be much to be learned from them, as well as entertained and inspired by, because of what they must have already been through in their YouTube journey to get to a level of, let's say, 3,000 and beyond. Scott's always been an advocate for helping others grow, especially when he finds channels under 100 subscribers. He brings a lot of variety on the channel, but it typically comes to us with homesteading style content, including making the world famous Canadian maple syrup. He also travels quite a bit and brings us along when he does that. He's got shorts on the channel that have gotten into 3,100 and 7,800 views, and then all 4 seasons, of course. Some of the shorts have done well with that famous Canadian winter weather. And then he's got a live stream coming up today, so he will be on in about 4 hours from now. We can set notifications for everything we see, like premieres and live streams, even though we have the notification bell on. That gives us the best chance to catch each other as often as we can. And then when we get our Georgia Suburban Homestead up here, we see another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. She just gifted a membership, and we always put Superchatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away when that happens. And then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. I can see I'm behind. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead brings us homesteading content, but they talk about the idea of growing our own food in a residential neighborhood. They've got quite a bit of information on their about section there, and they bring us both indoors and outdoors. They built their own pizza oven. This is a 6-part. Oh, is that a 6-part series? I remember part 1 and 2 when they were building that, and then talking about using it now, or still building. And then I've got their video on my catch-up list. We must have missed your birthday yesterday, our Georgia Suburban Homestead, so hopefully everybody will wish them a happy belated birthday. And then when we look at our Georgia Suburban Homestead, a lot of the shorts videos here fall in line with the rest of their content, mostly outdoors, getting into 5,800, even 10,000 views and beyond. And then when we get into live streams, we see that this creator's live frequently, even up to yesterday, actually, they did one. And then when we look at I Died NDE, this is near-death experiences. This is another channel from the same creator behind our Georgia Suburban Homestead, where they're not only sharing their own near-death experiences, but they're looking for other people to share with them on this channel. They got 54 subscribers right now and a handful of videos, 1 shorts to start with, and then a few live streams. Hopefully everybody will connect with them, and you can see that this is an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And Little Lego Yarn Dude is the second channel from our friend Little Lego in the chat. They got 76 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them towards the first 100. They do a little bit of variety over here. They call this their crossover channel, where they are bringing a little bit of a different type of content to their Lego channel, as well as some crochet and crafting here. We get into shorts on the channel, getting into 300 views and beyond. So as you post more and more, those will likely continue continue to grow, and then a lot of live streams. They've been experimenting with a system where they're running both horizontal and vertical live stream at the same time. So for monetized channels, you're able to do more than one stream at a time. Not that I recommend it, but sometimes you see huge channels that do that. I have done that myself on another channel as well, so that you could run, let's say, a vertical and a horizontal at the same time. So it's just an idea, but something to watch. Little Lego has 270 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 300 they're thinking about. This is the original channel for this creator, literally working on some Lego, and then they've actually got a short here that features one of the Lego projects lately that they were doing in one of the videos there, and you see a little bit of variety here, but these have hit 1,000 views and beyond. And then live streams on the channel, this is where we get a look at the main focus. So hopefully everybody will connect with Little Lego, and they're here with us just about every day, obviously always active in the chat, and we'll spin and we'll see who's coming up next. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Just Jason Keto and More is another fellow Canadian from just a couple of hours away from me. I've met up with him a couple of times, as a matter of fact, and he's monetized. Lots of ways to support him, including super chats and memberships when we get there. He's halfway on the road to 3,000 subscribers, so that'll be an exciting milestone for Just Jason Keto and More. He helps us with healthy eating, healthy living, particularly when it comes to a keto-based diet or lifestyle. He brings us tons of recipes, literally hundreds of them, lots of product reviews as well. He brings guests onto the channel in both videos and live streams so that he can have them share their life experiences, their tips, their tricks, trials, tribulations. Once in a while, he'll head out hundreds of miles away to get us some more informative content from places like Keto Palooza, and he's occasionally doing an unboxing video or taking an outdoor adventure on the channel. Shorts bring a little bit more variety, but these healthy looking grilling shorts have done well, getting into 4,000, 5,000, and 6,000 views, one which I've seen over 22,000, which is great, and those will continue to grow, I'm sure. When we get to live streams, Jason is live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern. Once in a while, he's going to do a cook-along live stream, bringing out the Instant Pot. You'll see when I roll over that, my comment is right there on the rollover, which is great to see. And Just Jason Keto and More will share insight along with his community when we have comments and questions in the chat. He's got an audience that will bring us vibrant conversation. Let's spin the wheel, and we'll get another channel up onto the screen. Sweet Melissa Coastal Girl 707 lets us know that she is a long-time product review and testing advocate. Let's just say she's a member of a lot of product review and testing sites or programs, and then she brings those products onto her YouTube channel. When we dig through her videos, we get an idea of all the different types of things. There could be snacks, there could be household items, there could be glam related or jewelry related ideas. So Coastal Girl 707, Sweet Melissa's been doing this a long time. I'm just going to grab one of her latest videos. I'm going to put this in my catch-up list. This one's got a few more minutes than the latest one. Every minute matters when we're thinking about watch hours, right? And then when we get into shorts on her channel, we're also going to see more variety that have gotten into 1,200, 2,100 views, one over 7,000, 7,100 actually. And then when we get into live stream, she did one a few weeks ago as an experiment. We'll see if she's going to keep those up. She has got, we've always got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. And then Emotion New Soul is coming up right now. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. Emotion New Soul is a beloved and dedicated moderator and has been for the last 4 years. This creator is a talented singer and songwriter, performer, and producer with an official artist channel. They bring us their original works in the form of music videos more than anything else, and then they round out the channel with some shorts as well as reaction videos and some live streams that feature compilations. Those can be either a Tiny Desk concert or a collection of their original works. And then they've got a second channel here called Writing with Emotion New Soul. They're monetized over here. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there, and they revamp their membership program from time to time. 795 subscribers. They're closing in on 800 over here. This is where we get to see not only how the music is made, but a better look at the man behind the music as well. And then he rounds out this channel with some more reaction videos, as well as some shorts. Might bring us a compilation or a Tiny Desk concert over here from time to time as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Writing with Emotion New Soul, another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter who's here as a beloved and dedicated moderator. So thank you everybody for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can be here. Forgive me for the channels that we did not get to. It's been an extremely busy few last streams, much more so than I even expected. You might be interested to know that an average of over 100 channels will come through a Tuber Chat live stream every time we're on. The next one will be Sunday. I don't think I set the time for that yet. PK Travel Adventures is sitting literally at 500 subscribers right now. We'd love to push them a little bit farther, get that 500 locked in. When we look through their About section, we get an idea that they are going to give us. They're talking about their travels, RV adventures, and short stops along the way. We see a cruise ship right there on the front page, and then I see that they've got some ship tours and things like that on the channel. This is a channel I'm still getting to know. They got shorts over here. These have started to move into 10,000 views, which is great to see. And then live streams, where they've done these a few times now, and we've got our notification bell on to hopefully catch them the next time. That's PK Adventure Travel. So thank you one more time everybody for being here. And again, the next time we're on should be 3 hours. We'll get to as many channels as we can. Thank you to our beloved and dedicated moderator, Scratch and PPA, the Stock Explorer, Rambling with the Brooms, Emotion New Soul. I really do appreciate all of the help. These live streams would not be able to be anything near what they are if it wasn't for their help. So we'll see everybody again in a couple of days. Thanks everyone. Bye-bye.